10 times the sharks were scammed out of scumbags on Shark Tank. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Number 10. Chef Big Snake.
Sean Davis left the Shark Tank without a deal for his shrimp burger company, CBS Foods.
Sean Davis is the owner of Chef Big Snake, and he appeared on Shark Tank to pitch his business proposition. He was an experienced chef and he had a great idea for business. He sold frozen hamburgers, fish burgers, chicken burgers, shrimp burgers. He asked for an investment of $200,000 for a 25% stake in the company. None of the sharks showed any interest in jumping on board with the deal and sent Davis away with no deal. Davis made an impressive pitch and the food was good, but they felt that it was too big of a risk. Sean didn't have any problem finding other investors who coughed up $500,000 in investment capital. The business jumped to earning more than $5 million the following year. Chef Big Snake products were sold over 2,500 grocery stores and it was one of the biggest misses in the history of Shark Tank. Number 9. Co-checks.
But then they have to babysit it all night. I wish I'd put a leash on mine because one night it was stolen.
Derek Pack is the founder of Co-checks, and he appeared on season 4 of Shark Tank to make his pitch. The company was a coat check system that matches people's faces to their coats. Mark Cuban thought that the company had some merits, but he wasn't wanting to go with the deal that Derek had originally proposed. He offered Pack a deal for $200,000 for a stake of 33% in the company. Pack declined Cuban's request. In a counteroffer, Cuban offered him the total amount of investment requested for a higher stake in the company. Again, Derek declined the offer. This would be a deal that Cuban would regret losing because Co-checks landed major contracts for upscale events and the company grew to a multi-million-dollar revenue generator. It was one of the worst passes the Shark Tank made by offering bad deals which were declined. Number 8. Proof Eyewear.
Eco-friendly frames from materials such as plant-based plastics and recycled skateboard decks.
Proof Eyewear was a one-of-a-kind handcrafted eyewear company. The products are made from sustainable wood. The owner of the company is Brooke Dame. He and his brothers made their pitch to the sharks by hoping to get an investment to advance their eco-friendly frame company. The company used plant-based plastics and wood frames which were all eco-friendly. The sharks seemed to like the product and O'Leary offered to invest $150,000 if they gave him 25% equity in the company in addition to royalties. The brothers turned down his offer because of the royalty inclusion. Hershevek also made an offer that he didn't feel would be fair and they declined the offer as well. They were not able to get the deal they were asking for from the sharks, so they left not taking any of the offers. As it turns out, this was a big goof on the part of the sharks because the company ended up being a raging success with retailers selling their brand in 20 countries throughout the world. In just a year, they hauled in a revenue of $2.5 million and the company continues to grow. When you offer bad deals, you miss out. Number 7. Echo Valley Meats. David Alwyn is the owner of Echo Valley Meats. He is a connoisseur of meats and he appeared on Shark Tank hoping to get a deal in the 4th season. He brought samples of meats and the sharks were impressed with the flavor, but they didn't enjoy the presentation. They weren't convinced that David Alwyn had what it takes to be successful in business. They felt his business plan was unclear and therefore they turned him down. This ended up being one of the worst decisions they had on the show because the offering to make him a chance to get into the action ended up being worth $1.4 million after the show aired. Later, Alwyn came back on Shark Tank and Cuban took him up on a deal. Number 6. Zero Shoes. Steven Saction and Lena Phoenix are the investors who came up with a novel invention for shoes. Instead of using the high amount of padding, they believed that their running sandals would prove ample foot support for running, which will make it feel like you are going barefoot. The two made their intriguing pitch to the sharks, and even though there was interest, Kevin offered them the requested amount in exchange for a 50% interest in their company. This was too much to ask for, and the investment they felt that the deal was completely unfair, and they walked away. After walking, their sales picked up, and within a year they were earning $2.5 million annually. The product and company became a big success, no thanks to the horrible deal offer that they were smart enough to turn down. Number 5. Body Jack. Body Jack is the dream child of Jack Beringer. Jack had problems losing weight and it was difficult for him to do push-ups. He invented a machine that would help people do push-ups and he called it the Body Jack. He made his pitch to the sharks and Barbara Corcoran told him to lose 30 pounds to get an investment from herself and Kevin Harrington. He lost the weight and they invested the funds. Corcoran had put $50,000 into the deal and the Body Jack was a big bust. This was one of the worst deals for Corcoran because she lost her $50,000. Number 4. You Smell Soap. Megan Cummins is the owner of a luxury soap company called You Smell Soap. She made her pitch to the sharks and then cut a deal for a $55,000 investment from Herjavec in exchange for 20% equity in the company. After the show was done, she received a contract from Herjavec which made her an offer of $55,000 for half the company. She rejected the altered deal because it was one of the worst attempts to change during their negotiation process. Number 3. Show No Towels. Show No Towels is a business that centers around a combined towel and poncho created by Shelley Eller. She made her pitch on Shark Tank with her patented product and asked for $50,000 and Lori Grainer bid on the deal. After the show, the deal turned wretched and fell apart. Grainer kicked her to the curb, and after 6 years, the business ended. Number 2. Sweet Balls. Sweet Balls is a cake company owned by James McDonald and Cole Ager. They made their pitch to the Sharks asking for $250,000 for 25% of the company. Mark Cuban bid on the deal, but it wasn't long before things took a nasty turn. The two partners had a falling out and got into a lawsuit after the deal was struck. It even went so far as to have a restraining order issued. This was one of the most embarrassing and messy deals ever to come out of Shark Tank. Number 1. Night Runner. Doug and Renata Storer made their pitch to the Sharks for an investment to fund their Night Runner business. The product they created was running shoes that were outfitted with rechargeable LED lights that would light up the trail ahead. Herjavec bid on the deal and offered $250,000 for a 15% stake in the company. It seemed like the deal was struck and everything was a go until the owners changed their mind. They decided that it would not be in their best interest to take the deal. After the show, they went on to generate $1.5 million in revenue from the company, and this was one of the worst deals for Herjavec, who thought he had a good investment. But they hung him out to dry and walked away. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are currently on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. You in the next video.